Beneath the most remote and frozen place on Earth lies something almost too strange to believe. Lake Vostok, buried under more than 2 miles of solid Antarctic ice, has been sealed off from the surface for at least 15 million years, completely untouched by sunlight, air, or life as we know it. And when scientists finally drilled into it, what they found sent shockwaves through the scientific community. This isn't just a frozen lake. It could be a portal to alien-like ecosystems, ancient Earth secrets, and possibly something humanity has never seen before. It all started in the 1970s when Russian scientists conducting seismic surveys in East Antarctica stumbled upon strange echoes beneath the ice sheet. These signals hinted at something vast and smooth hiding far below. But it wasn't until 1993, thanks to satellite radar imaging, that the truth became undeniable. There was a lake, the size of Lake Ontario, sitting under 2.5 miles of ice, completely hidden from view, unreachable, and unspoiled by modern contamination. This was Lake Vostok, and the scientific world was suddenly obsessed. Why? Because Lake Vostok isn't just a giant underground lake. It's a time capsule. It has been sealed from Earth's atmosphere for millions of years, meaning whatever is down there has evolved in total isolation. No sunlight, no oxygen, no contact with the modern world. That makes it one of the most extreme and alien environments on the planet. In fact, NASA and other space agencies became deeply interested in Lake Vostok not just for what's inside, but because it might mimic the conditions found on Europa or Enceladus, icy moons that could harbor life beneath their frozen shells. But reaching it was no easy task. Drilling into Lake Vostok became a high-stakes scientific mission filled with risk. Any contamination from the surface could destroy whatever ancient secrets were down there. Russian researchers worked for years, using specially designed drills that replaced removed ice with kerosene and freon to keep the borehole open. After decades of effort, on February 5, 2012, the team finally broke through the ice and reached the lake. For the first time in over 15 million years, the deep waters of Lake Vostok were touched by a tool from the surface. The results were astonishing. Among the samples recovered from the ice just above the lake, scientists found living microbial life organisms unlike anything currently known. These extremophils were capable of surviving in total darkness, extreme pressure, sub-zero temperatures, and with no access to traditional energy sources. One strain of bacteria reportedly had DNA that was only 86% similar to known organisms, sparking debate over whether it represented a completely new branch of life. If life could exist here in the most inhospitable place on Earth, could it also exist beneath the icy crust of Europa or other frozen worlds? But then the mystery deepened. Some scientists began raising questions. Were these microbes truly from the lake, or had they been introduced during the drilling process? Contamination was always a concern. Although Russian officials insisted that the methods were clean, many Western scientists were skeptical. The debate grew, and the true nature of Lake Vostok's life forms became shrouded in controversy. Further sampling was needed, but each new attempt risked damaging the lake's delicate ecosystem. Adding to the intrigue were reports that the Russian team found something unexpected, some even say classified. Russian officials remained tight-lipped, fueling wild theories about secret discoveries, lost civilizations, or even hidden structures buried beneath the ice. Of course, there's no proof of any of that, but the secrecy and limited access only added fuel to the fire. Some claimed Russia was concealing the full scope of what they had found. Others suggested that the real reason NASA was so interested wasn't science, it was defense. What we do know is that Lake Vostok may not be alone. Satellite imaging has since revealed over 400 subglacial lakes across Antarctica, many still unexplored. Each of them might harbor unique ecosystems, ancient life forms, or secrets that challenge our understanding of biology. And as climate change accelerates ice melt and exposes new regions, scientists fear we may lose these pristine environments before we even study them. So, what's next? Many experts believe that Lake Vostok and its fellow subglacial lakes could change the way we think about life itself. If extremophiles are thriving in these dark, pressurized, oxygen-free worlds, then life might be far more resilient and far more common than we ever imagined. Missions to Europa, for example, are already using Lake Vostok research to design probes that could one day explore alien oceans. But even here on Earth, Lake Vostok holds implications far beyond biology. Studying its waters could reveal insights about Earth's climate history, ancient geology, and even magnetic anomalies. Some researchers believe it could unlock clues about how our planet's environment evolved over millions of years. Imagine being able to travel back in time, not through theory, but through actual untouched water that hasn't seen the sky since the age of the dinosaurs. Still, access to the lake remains limited, and every expedition must carefully balance curiosity with caution. One misstep could permanently contaminate the lake, destroying the very mystery scientists are trying to solve. That's why new technology is being developed: robotic probes, sterile drills, and remote samplers designed to minimize human impact. The dream is to one day explore Lake Vostok directly with under-ice submersibles, capturing images of the lake's interior and maybe, just maybe, glimpsing alien-like life swimming in the pitch-black waters. But here's the question no one can truly answer yet. What else might be hiding beneath all that ice? If microbial life can survive in Lake Vostok's pitch-black, high-pressure, oxygen-starved environment, could more complex organisms have evolved over millions of years in complete isolation? Could there be primitive fish-like creatures or something even stranger perfectly adapted to a world with no sunlight and no contact with the surface? Some scientists think it's theoretically possible, while others caution against jumping to conclusions. The lake is so untouched and extreme, it might hold life forms unlike anything we've ever seen, or nothing at all. That's the thrill and the risk. Exploring Lake Vostok isn't just a journey through ice, it's a journey into the unknown, a place where the rules of life as we know it might not apply. And perhaps we're only beginning to understand what that really means. And here's where it gets truly fascinating. We're not just looking into the past, we're looking into the future. The same techniques developed for exploring Lake Vostok are already shaping missions beyond Earth. We're testing our ability to drill into other planets, to sample without contamination, and to understand life in extreme environments. In a very real sense, Lake Vostok is Earth's rehearsal for interplanetary exploration. Yet despite all this progress, so much remains unknown. No human has ever seen the interior of the lake. We don't know what the pressure is like, what the sediment holds, or how the ecosystem behaves over time. It's a closed biosphere, potentially the only one of its kind, and until we gain true access, all we can do is study the clues it gives us. So, what does this all mean for us? Well, it means the Earth still holds secrets. It means that despite all our satellites, sensors, and science, there are still places where the unknown rules. And in a time when the world can feel small and predictable, Lake Vostok reminds us that mystery still exists, cold, silent, and buried beneath the ice. But maybe the biggest question of all isn't whether there's life in Lake Vostok. Maybe it's this: what happens when we finally look into the lake and the lake looks back? If that question chills you, it should. Because Lake Vostok isn't just a lake. It's a mirror reflecting what we still don't understand about Earth, about life, and maybe about ourselves. And the story isn't over yet. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing mysteries, hidden worlds, and deep dives into the unknown. Got a theory about what's hiding in Lake Vostok? Drop it in the comments. We want to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to check out our next video on Antarctica's magnetic anomalies and the secrets they might be hiding beneath the ice. See you there.